Has your child ever been profiled at school? I always knew American school would be hard for my daughter, not because she wasn't smart. She was the top of her class back in Mexico, but English was her second language, and she learned it from movies, music, and a few classes that didn't really prepare her for actual conversations. At home, her mix-ups were adorable. She'd tell me dinner was delicious to death, or that she loved me to the moon and never coming back. Once, she told her little brother she wanted to delete him because he was annoying. She meant ignore him. The words just came out wrong sometimes. But I worried. My husband's job was moving us to a small suburb in Texas. Nice neighborhood, good schools, but not exactly diverse. My daughter would be an outlier. People there weren't used to someone like her. They wouldn't hear the accent and think, oh, she just mixed up a phrase. They'd hear the words and take them at face value. When we finally moved, my daughter had to start 3rd grade at a new school, a school where no one knew her. I went with her on the first day and found her assigned teacher in the hallway. My daughter's English is still improving, I explained. Sometimes she says things that sound strange, but she doesn't mean. The teacher smiled and touched my arm. Relax, Mom, she'll fit right in. I wanted to say more, but she was already walking away to greet another parent. I knelt down and looked at my daughter. You sure you'll be okay here? She nodded. Of course, Mama. If anyone gives me problems, I will eliminate them. What? From my life. Ignore them. That's what you told me, no? I took a breath. Just be careful with your words today, okay, mija? She rolled her eyes the way kids do. I know, Mama. I'm not a baby. The first month exceeded every expectation I had. My daughter came home glowing. She talked about her new friends. A girl named Brittany who shared her crayons. A boy named Marcus who made her laugh at recess. She said her teachers were not so bad. For her, that was a compliment. Then I got the call. Mrs. Vargas, your daughter made a violent threat toward her teacher. You need to come to the school immediately. We're recommending expulsion. I drove 20 miles over the speed limit the entire way. When I arrived, my daughter was sitting in the front office, confusion all over her face. The principal was standing with her arms crossed. The teacher, Mrs. Patterson, was red in the face. Your daughter threatened me in front of the entire class, Mrs. Patterson said before I could even sit down. What did she say? I asked. The principal read from a written statement. She said, and I quote, "You will regret this." I turned to my daughter. Mija, what happened? She gave us a big project due the same day as our book report, my daughter explained. I raised my hand and asked if we could have one more day. She said no. So I told her she will regret this when she sees how bad everyone's projects are. I exhaled. In Spanish, we say, lo vas a lamentar. You will regret it. She translated it directly. She meant you'd feel bad about your decision. It wasn't a threat. Mrs. Patterson didn't seem convinced. That's not all. Earlier this month, she told another student, a boy, that she wanted to, quote, take him out. My daughter jumped in. We were playing a video game at recess. His character was winning. I said I wanted to take him out. His character. In the game. The principal cleared her throat. And last week, she stood up in front of the entire class and said, tomorrow, I'm coming for all of you. No one is safe. You will all cry. My show and tell. My daughter looked at me desperate. It was about our family. About how we moved to America. I worked so hard on it. I wanted it to be emotional, touching. I wanted people to feel something. I pulled out my phone and showed them her enrollment documents. English language learner status. Her transcript from Mexico. Even videos of her asking me on the car ride home, how do you say this in English? Mrs. Patterson glanced at the screen. Convenient. She's been here a month. She should know better by now. Before I could respond, I heard footsteps. A group of kids appeared in the doorway. Brittany spoke first. Mrs. Patterson, Sophia isn't threatening anyone. She just mixes up words sometimes. Marcus stepped forward. She told me she wanted to finish me last week during Mario Kart. I knew what she meant. We all did. Another girl chimed in. That show and tell she gave about her family coming to America, half the class actually did cry. It was really good. One boy laughed. She told me my joke was so funny she wanted me to die. I knew she wasn't actually threatening me. She just talks like that. The principal looked at Mrs. Patterson. Mrs. Patterson looked at the floor. The expulsion was overturned that afternoon. When we got to the car, my daughter sat quietly for a moment. Then she turned to me with a small smile. I have good friends, Mama. I looked at her. This girl who had crossed a border, learned a new language, and somehow made people understand her heart, even when her words got tangled. Yeah, mija, I said, you really do.